Hey, what's up everybody? Lawler here with some more Rocket League news. We got another week of Rocket League Esports going down. It's going to be recapping really quick what went down today, as well as what's going to be coming up next in this week of Rocket League Esports. Should be a relatively quick video, but before we get into any of that, if you guys enjoy the content, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up, as well as making sure to hit subscribe and turning on notifications so you don't miss out on any of the Rocket League news that I provide. And if you want to support me directly, easiest way to do so, all the graphics that are showing on the bottom left are my social medias. You can find those down in the description if you'd like to go like and follow those as well. Now that Rocket League has kind of gotten through its first session of matches, everything here is kind of rinse and repeat moving forward until the end of fall split. So it's going to make it a little bit easier to follow along. So today's video should be relatively easy and pretty digestible for y'all. If you guys didn't see the matches yesterday, it ended up being week 4 of European Grid, where we saw the top 16 teams, 10 from RLCS last season and the top 6 from RLRS the season before, battle out in another group stage into single elimination bracket. And I'm going to try not to spoil any of the results. If you guys do want to see who ended up winning that and the overall standings, all that information can be found in a link down in the description. As a reminder, the dates have also changed for the European and the North American Grid moving forward. If you guys weren't able to tune into the European Grid yesterday, it did start an hour earlier at 12 p.m. Eastern instead of the typical time where it is normally 1 p.m. As for the North American Grid, which will be today, that'll be pushed back an hour as well, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern. Schedules have been announced for North American Grid, so you can check those out pretty easily. In groups A and B, you've got Space Station Gaming versus Charlotte Phoenix, Kansas City Pioneers versus Pittsburgh Knights, Sonics versus Xset, G2 Esports versus Alpine Esports, and then in group C and D, you've got Energy versus Version 1. That's where I will be casting, so if you guys want to come and support me, I will be on Version 1 GG for the Twitch channel with Supersonic casting that match. Should be a good one. You've then got Team Envy versus United, Rogue versus Omelette, and the Peeps versus Plot Twist. Again, these are all best of 5s until they qualify, and there is a lower bracket. Once you get through that, you get into the playoffs, where quarterfinals are also a best of 5, semifinals are best of 7, grand finals best of 7, where the teams are competing for not only grid points, where the top team ends up getting the opportunity to go into the international major, but also there's $10,000 up for grabs that's split individually throughout the teams. The major thing I want to put emphasis on, though, is that the fall split is entering its second regional for the European region. So as we saw with teams playing through open qualifiers, we now have our 32 teams again, and here's a list of those 32 teams. Now, the exciting thing about there being open qualifiers is you are going to see some new teams, and there's going to be some unfamiliar faces on some of these rosters. And it's also really difficult unless you follow hand in hand with the bubble scene or six mans or something else. A lot of these rosters disband and don't really stick together in between regionals if they don't qualify, and then you don't see them for a while. So some of these names may be fairly new to you, but there is a lot of familiar faces as well, obviously, in the RLCS teams. Big one I'm going to be paying attention to, because I have not gotten to see enough of them, is going to be Magnifico. I want to see how Greasy, Atomic, and Dementia step up, and if they can recreate their experiences from last time, as they did shock quite a few. If you guys would like to find out more information, or if you need more information, the easiest way to do so is go to Liquipedia, where it's updated regularly. Those links will be found in the description down below, or you guys can leave any questions and comments, and I'll do my best to answer those for you as well. Reiteration of the format for the regional is going to be 32 teams trying to break down into 16 with the Swiss style format, and then after that they go down into the top 8, where they eventually play in a bracket for the winner. We just saw North America do this recently. Like I mentioned, today was going to be a quick and short video, but before we end it, last minute things. Obviously, on the last video I did, it was about the free-to-play update and how they announced things about the challenge system being updated. You guys still had some additional questions, so to tackle those, a lot of people are talking about how they're excited about a lot of these challenges, but the big thing that they're worried about is one of two things. Number one, is there going to be a rank system for the tournaments? There is not in particular a rank system for the tournaments, but you will have a rank in those tournaments based upon your performances. Right now, and upon initial sign up, if you guys haven't watched that video, I do talk about how they're going to take your rank based upon your standard 3v3 rank, and that's where it will associate you as a player in tournaments when you sign up. After you start building and playing those, the system itself will kind of put you with an MMR, from it sounds like, in those tournaments, in the individual tournament structure. In the image, and I'll try to find one as I talk about this, in the bottom left, it does give you a little icon, and I assume you have the ability to rank up within the tournament system, and maybe that's how they're going to classify it. But realistically, I do not know. That information has not yet come out. The other question is, a lot of people are wondering when the date of this tournament is going to be. Historically, Psyonix usually releases updates on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. That's the most common dates. I can tell you right now, we do not know. The only thing we do know about the day of the tournament release is that it is going to be the end of summer. Technically, end of summer is September 22nd, but a lot of people are thinking it may be the 1st of September. Some people think it'll be later. Based upon their most recent post that they ended up putting out, it does feel like they have a couple things that they still want to work out. They also announced that the Rocket Pass is going to be ending on the 31st, but the competitive season is going to continue past that, which makes me believe that it is going to be a little bit before we get that update still. So we still don't know the exact date or when it is going to be. I assume it'll be sometime middle of end of September, but it is going to be a big update. So if they want to take a little bit more time with it, I totally understand, because it is going to make it as smooth as possible. And that's what I hope, is that this update doesn't break the game or cause a lot of issues. I hope it comes out smooth and rolls out well and things just end up working. And I hope that is going to be in partnership with Epic. So I assume Epic is going to do a pretty good job with this, but ultimately we just don't know. It'll be a little bit until we figure that stuff out. I'll do my best when that stuff does end up rolling out, kind of doing a compare and contrast, like I said in the last video, of what's new in the update, and kind of an all-encompassing video that tells you everything you need to know. That is going to wrap it up for this video. As always, I appreciate you guys taking the time to tune in and watch the videos. If you want to come support me directly, social medias can be found down below. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And version 1 broadcast tomorrow. I'll be casting that and rooting on Gimmick, Torment, and AXB. So we'd love to see you in chat and love to say hi. But until next time, we'll catch you guys later. Peace.